All right, let's get after it here. So you're in the right place if you want to hear my opinion on the eXp platform. I've been in the platform for 20 months or so, 21 months or so, after many more months than that, sort of just not really understanding the platform and really more importantly, not taking time to understand the platform. So let me share my screen here. And we are going to get to it. I'm going to share my sound. I'm going to play a short video in the middle of this thing here, and then we'll get going here. All right. So if you would be so kind, get in the chat and let me know if you can hear me and see my slides. Okay, that'd be amazing. So we are going to, and if, yes, all right, my brother from another mother. All right, so let's get after it. And I added a few things to our time here today, because I really want to push all of you to think about where you are in terms of your business growth journey. And some of the questions I'm going to ask you and force you to contemplate have nothing to do with eXp. They're just things that you need to contemplate because you are in a platform, right? You're either independent, so you've chosen to hang your license independently, or you're with a local independent, or you're with a, sort of a franchise model. And some of you are with eXp already. And some of you are contemplating, like, what is all the hype about with eXp? Because if you're like me, until John Mikish called me on that fateful Saturday, September 5th of 2020, I had just dismissed it over and over in my mind, and even just publicly. And I just told others, like, it's just not for me. It's not for me. And I finally slowed down to look at it. And 6 days later, I was in eXp, and now I can say that it is rightly disrupting the industry. And we want to get into why that is. So we're going to go into the truth about eXp and really why is it, the fastest growing company of all time. I joined when there was 37,000 agents in September of 2020. I think we're at 82,000 agents now. And I also want to show you how to get access and plug into and never have to pay for coaching, training, or technology ever again. This is a question you need to contemplate. And this is something I think about all the time. I'm constantly, going after bigger goals and looking to have more of an impact in business and in life. And the question I ask myself about my business specifically is essentially, do I know where I'm going? Do I have a clear roadmap in place to scale my business, which is in turn scaling my income, achieving my financial goals so that I can live a life of meaning, impact, and satisfaction? This is worth screenshotting. This is something you better make sure you have a clear roadmap to get to where you want to get to in business, because that's going to fuel the areas of life that honestly matter more than business. I want to make this time we spend together all about you. I want you to rate your real estate business on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, man, it couldn't be any worse. I'm not selling the homes I want to sell, or maybe you're selling a ton of homes, but you're losing your mind in terms of your schedule and your stress and your relationships. Look at all the factors. Are you a 1? It's not good. Or 10, it's really unbelievably awesome. Take a minute to mentally note where you are in this spectrum, 1 to 10. And then I want to ask you some questions that I had to come to grips with. I'll tell a little bit about my real estate business growth journey, my coaching growth journey, and now my journey with eXp and the growth I've experienced since I've been with this platform. But here are some other questions I want to ask you. Where you're at right now, is your broker or your brokerage helping you grow your business and life? Like, are they really plugging in and locking arms with you to grow your business and live an unbelievably awesome life and have freedom of money and time and location, right? Scale of 1 to 10. 1, not really, not at all. I feel like I'm on an island. 10, they are locked arms with me and everything is going perfectly as planned. Next question. My brokerage offers amazing tech tools, so a tech stack to grow your business, and you're plugged in and you're using that technology stack at a very high level. Scale of 1 to 10. right? If you're not using technology in your business and you're not using a CRM or a transaction management platform or a collaboration tool or a marketing suite, right? If you're not plugged into those tools and your brokerage doesn't offer those, it's a 1. If you are and you're plugged in, give yourself a 10. My brokerage's top agents, like the top agents in the company, are like happily handing you all their best stuff. Like regularly, the agents in your brokerage are sharing their best stuff. Like, here's how I sell 50, 100, 150, 200. We had a guy yesterday talk about give all his secrets away, how he's going to do 300 million in transaction. So rate yourself, scale of 1 to 10 on your brokerages, sharing and collaboration. My brokerage is helping me with health insurance. So I'll save about 10 grand this year switching over to eXp's health insurance. Is your brokerage helping you with health insurance? This is sort of a 1 or a 10. Either they are or they aren't. And then my brokerage is giving me stock in the company for selling homes. So doing what you're doing now with your brokerage, are you getting stock? Are you getting ownership in the company, just doing what you're doing? Or maybe you get a plaque at the end of the year. And then last question, my brokerage or my broker or someone in my office is coming alongside me and hand-holding, holding my hand to help me build residual income, scale of 1 to 10. This is typically, one where it kind of gets away from us a little bit, and not many brokers and brokerages are really doing this at a high level. So that's how I want to set the stage. How is your business scale of 1 to 10? And then the 6 pillars I'm going to talk about here in our time today. Here's the harsh reality, and this is whether we like to admit it or not. As an industry, we have failed to create a path to financial freedom through the way the industry has typically set up, right? Traditional brokerages, the only thing they can tell you to do for the most part is go out and sell another home, and we call that the transaction treadmill. And even the training and the productivity coaching in our industry, it's not getting it done if you're measuring success in business on your ability to make more money in less time with less stress. That's the bar that I play against, and I'll share more of that later here. And then most agents are team leaders. They're not going to retire gracefully. There isn't this like logical pot of gold at the end of the real estate sales rainbow, right? That's the reality. And in terms of the time we're going to spend together here today, you're in the right place if, things are going, going well, but there's another level of growth in your business, right? Maybe you're not surrounded by the right peer group in terms of business builders, right? You're maybe there's just a whole bunch of struggling agents and you're commiserating around how you can't sell enough homes and you're not making enough money to have any freedom. If you want to grow your business in a way that systematically increases your net worth and time off, you're in the right place here today. Most importantly, if you want to make the shift from a strictly linear income model, which is deal after deal after deal, showing homes, listing homes, we call that the transaction treadmill. If you want to make the shift from the transaction treadmill to a more highly lucrative lifestyle business. When I talk lifestyle business, I talk about doing business on your terms in the hours you're willing to work and having standards around when you work and when you don't work, right? But you're also in the right place. And this is what we don't share oftentimes as an industry, is that we tend to put up a front where everything is going really awesome. But if you're not where you want to be financially and you don't have a clear path to financial freedom, we don't want you to check out, right? We want you to engage and be present on this training, because there is a better way to do it. I promise you, I've been there, I've done it, I've failed over and over and over again, and I've helped many, many others go down this path. If you're working evenings and weekends and you're letting those around you down, if you're stressed more than anyone you can't seem to get it together, if you're missing out on the stuff that matters, right? If you're that parent that is at a soccer game and you're taking phone calls or working deals or missing, your kids are on the beach and you're back in the condo writing a transaction, right? You're in the right place. We're going to help you change things. A little bit about me. This is an old picture of when my kids were still like super happy to hang out with me. They're 12 and 14 now, but I just love this picture. My motivation for building an amazing business was so that I could build a life for my family that my wife, Julie, and I did not have growing up. right? So to build an amazing life we never thought was possible. That was my first vision, and I've since sort of expanded that vision. But I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I love business. I love the good and bad and ugly of business. I love doing my podcast, Real Estate Team Builders. Check it out. I wrote a book called Scale or Die. I don't believe there's a middle ground in terms of having a whole lot of balance in real estate. And I teach in that book how to scale your real estate business. And I follow Jesus Christ. And I think every day, more so even now with the chaos that we're seeing in our world, I choose faith over fear. When I got into business, I didn't have any sales, marketing or business building experience. I had never led or managed anybody before. Fast forward 5,000 families later. And, since 2013, I launched Real Estate B School, went from a solo agent, my first full year was 2008, 44 transactions. So instantly I was like 0.5% of producers in my market, 400 plus sides 5 years later. Multiple seven-figure net worth, 80K consistently monthly residual income at this point. And I work an awesome schedule. I take appointments on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Mondays, I do content. Thursdays, I build. And Fridays, I have off. And I take as much vacation as I want, probably more than 12 weeks this year. I don't say any of that to brag. I say it mostly because I think I was willing to fail more than most people would. I've made all the mistakes you can make in business. The difference, though, is I'm willing to share them with you. All that said, 5,000 plus families served in real estate. That's 2007 to 2016. No, wait, no, just until recently, 2020 is when I exited that business. Started Real Estate B School in 2013, still have that business actively. And now, having seen what's possible on the eXp platform, I still see massive challenges in real estate. As a traditional agent, you stop making money when you stop selling. There's no exit strategy whatsoever. And traditional success in our industry, I just don't think it's worth the sacrifice, right? The hours, the evenings, the weekends, and the stress we put in and letting others down that we supposedly care more about than the transaction. I just don't think that traditional success is worth it. So top agents, what do? And this is what we train in Real Estate B School, train them to do it the right way where they have freedom. But you spend time as a team leader helping agents grow, and eventually they all leave you. You're ultimately training the competition, or you're giving away margin to keep agents happy and keep them on your team. And you end up doing more production to make up for the bad economic model decisions you've made in the business. Or you go down the brokerage model route where it's just constant churn. The grass is always greener with independence or franchise models, right? There's low or no profit. They make up for it on some title and mortgage opportunities or affiliate deals, but there's no real way to add value and truly impact agents' lives in these brokerage models. The biggest challenge, I believe, is the exit plan challenge. And I want to run you through this example because I think it'll serve you tremendously to understand this math. And this is something I learned from Tony Robbins back in probably 2000. I did everything Tony did, except everything he does, except his platinum partners, 2010, 11, 12, that time frame. I went to Fiji for wealth mastery. And Tony told us that becoming wealthy means that you spend less than you make and invest the difference. Like, okay. And I'm looking around like, did anybody, I flew 30 hours to get to Fiji, and he tells me you need to spend less than you make and invest the difference to the point where you have enough critical mass of investment capital so you can live off of the interest. This is a guy that has over 100 businesses, one of the most successful guys in the world, right? And he's telling me that I need to just save money, invest money over time, use my business to throw up cash flow, invest that money to the point where I have enough savings, which he calls critical mass of investment capital, so I can live off the interest. Profound concept. And he talks about 6 levels, and I built the whole model out. And my number for financial freedom was 4.8 million. So this is a real example for me. This is something I learned, over a decade ago. That's 20,000 a month, 240 a year at 5%. I would need to have 4.8 million in the bank, right? How many agents, and yourself included, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How close are you to having 4.8 million in the bank, right? Most agents are a 1 out of 10 when it comes to like, have you used your business to build up a critical mass of investment capital so you have a shot at not working, not doing deals anymore? So again, all that said, right? My whole journey, I'm grinding on the real estate sales side. I build a team. I build real estate B school. I've got a guy, AJ Maida, that comes into real estate B school and worked together probably for a couple of years, but he ended up taking a different approach. This is John Mikish, who's my sponsor at eXp, and AJ Maida, who is his sponsor at eXp. At this event, John and I essentially were like, what is AJ even talking about eXp? AJ told me, I was one of the first people that AJ told when he left KW to go into eXp. And I think he was telling us at this point that like, hey guys, there's 200 people in my eXp organization. And we're like, what are you talking about? 200 people? I don't even understand it. And we just got another drink. And I remember we sort of just dismissed what AJ was trying to tell us. We didn't really understand it. But then we go on to see AJ living this life of complete freedom, right? He sells his real estate business. He spends 12 months in an RV. He ends up moving to Puerto Rico. They end up having their son Breck while they're living in Puerto Rico. He's completely financially free, location freedom. He could be wherever he wants, whenever he wants, and he doesn't really have to take any appointments if he doesn't want to. So he can do whatever he wants with whoever he wants, and he's completely free. And I'm just like, what the heck? And this is in August 2020, 2 social media posts that now looking back, I can see how God was working in these weird ways through AJ, but then ultimately through John. And I'll tell you that story here in a second. AJ posted in August 2020. Mind you, this mastermind picture, this is probably maybe March 2018. Yeah, probably March 2018. So this is about 18 months later. He was telling us he had 200. It's now 2,000 in his rev share organization. So this is 3.5 years ago. So he was 3.5 years in, 2,000 agents. He was like the quintessential, like drinking the Kool-Aid at his brokerage, Keller Williams. And this is not a dig on Keller Williams, right? This is just a different model. The same way Keller Williams disrupted the industry when it tore through with its profit share and totally displaced Remax. That's what's happening with eXp. And if you can understand that, I think mentally you can really wrap your head around what's happening now in our industry. But he was like the eXp agent. I mean, the KW agent, right? But he joined eXp when there was only 2,400 agents. Right now, there was 32,000 agents when he wrote this post. And then I see the other post on the right side of the screen here, 1,008 houses closed last month in his rev share team. I'm like, what the heck is he talking about? AJ, like, I know you live in Puerto Rico and you closed 1,000 homes in a month. So both of those like left an impression on me. And every, the 22nd of the month, that's typically when eXp agents get paid out our referral income. That's all these are, when we get paid on 1,008 transaction, they're just referral fees. Because we influenced in some little way, people at least looking at the eXp platform. Both my kids are born on the 22nd, so I always love seeing those posts about the 22nd. But so keep in mind, August 19th, and then this other one, this is 2020. But then John calls on September 5th, 2020, and he says to me, I have something to tell you. Are you sitting down? No joke. My palms started, No, I instantly had this feeling sink over me, like this is serious. And I thought like some sort of illness or something's going on with Jen. Like it was that level. I had worked with John for 3 years, consulting into his business. He built an amazing business that gave him amazing freedoms to live in Bozeman, Montana, and run his real estate team in Lake Norman, just north of Charlotte, North Carolina, right? I have something to tell you. Are you sitting down? And he says, I'm moving my team to eXp. That is when my palms started sweating and my heart actually skipped a beat. I'm not kidding. I know it sounds dramatic, but John and I were the ones that were making fun of AJ when he was talking about his eXp organization being 200, right? And then I saw this post from AJ that he's at 2,000. And then like a week later, John calls me, says, I'm moving my team to eXp. And then he asked me something that was the equivalent of like, I don't know. It even just like made my heart palpitate one more time. He asked me, have you actually studied the model? Because I went into this sort of banter about like, John, I thought like like we made fun of it. Like it's this thing, like, you know, it's not for us. Like what's going on? He just asked me, have you studied it? And I'm like, man, if I was being honest with myself, I hadn't studied it. One person sent me a video. I watched 1 minute of one video, right? And it's been said that the most expensive thing you can own is a closed mind. And I was 110% guilty of this. The truth is, I didn't see the model for what it was because I never looked at it. I just never looked at it. I thought it was something that it wasn't. And John, because of our relationship, and I know this guy's heart, slowed me down long enough where I could actually study it. And if you go back to those 7 questions I asked you, the scale of 1 to 10, I just kind of like filtered it through, like, let me just slow down. It's a brokerage, a cloud-based brokerage, just like other industries are going to the cloud. They offer all these things that other brokerages don't offer. And if you invite people in, there's compensation available for you to lead them and mentor them and help train them, right? And I'm like, okay, it's like, slow down. It's not what you thought it was. Fast forward to, this is Cabo, March 2021. You know, AJ went from 2000 in August 2020. 6 months later, he's at 3750 and he's over 6,000 at this point. You know, so his growth is just accelerating. He's stepping up more and more as a leader. So here the 3 of us are recreating. We're both over at eXp. Now we fully understand the power of the platform and how it works. Honestly, for most agents, you're just going to be in a better place financially if you can just understand the platform, right? And that's what we're going to do here today. So at this point, with everything I know about selling homes as a solo agent, building a team, exiting that business, helping hundreds of top agents and team leaders grow and scale their businesses in a point where it's highly leveraged, highly profitable, and now being on the inside of eXp for almost 2 years, I can say in my heart, emphatically, the fastest way to grow and scale your real estate business and create massive leveraged income and also true wealth through stock and savings on healthcare is to partner with Game Changers Nation at eXp Realty. And I'm going to go into what Game Changers is here in a little bit. And here's the thing, you could do it without ever paying for coaching, training, or technology ever again because of the way this platform is set up and the benefits of partnering with our organization. Either I invited you here to spend a little bit of time getting to know this platform, or someone else invited you here and they're passionate about this platform because we know, being insiders, what it really is. And it's likely, if you're not in eXp at this point, either the wrong person presented it to you, or you haven't taken the time to actually study it. And this is the beginning of that process for you to actually study the platform without any bias, without any limiting belief around what it might be, to just objectively study the platform. And here's the warning: if you've heard of it or you've dismissed it like I did for many years, you really need to slow down and study the model. Glenn Stanford, our founder, his guiding sort of, I guess his internal drive was that he wanted to make the value proposition of eXp so unbelievably awesome that it would be irresponsible for agents to not bring their license over. And I believe the eXp platform with Game Changers and what we provide there, the value proposition is undeniable. And whether you like it or not, or whether I ever came over or not, or John came over, or anyone came over, it is doing its thing, right? It is the most disruptive platform in the history of the real estate industry by a factor of 2. Real estate, Remax came along, right? Dave Liniger came along and completely ripped apart the industry in terms of his model. And lots of agents invited their friends over. They never got paid to invite their friends over, right? But those independent franchise owners got paid. Keller Williams, they were a little bit more innovative. They had 7 levels of profit share. They came out of Texas. They grew like wildfire because they incentivized their agents to invite their friends over to something their agents believed in. And now, by probably a factor of 20 in terms of, you know, the incentives that we have to at least explain this platform to others, eXp is growing in the same way. So it's not a new concept. It's revenue share versus profit share. And we'll get into some of that here in a little bit. I love this quote by the CEO of Blockbuster, and you can see closing down sale in 2008. Neither Redbox nor Netflix are even on the radar screen in terms of competition. So the CEO of Blockbuster completely dismissing Netflix and Redbox. You may not have heard of Redbox, but Netflix, you know the story with Netflix, right? But even Redbox is still 52,000 kiosks in the US. They have even figured out how to reduce their footprint, their physical footprint, to allow for expansion. And you wouldn't think that people would still go and pick up physical DVDs and games, right? But Redbox even made it through. So the question I asked myself that finally tipped me over and got me out of my ego and my kind of brought me down to earth just to really study it. I asked myself this question. I said, Lars, like I'm talking to myself. I remember this moment vividly. Are you really going to sit on the sidelines while eXp continues to disrupt the real estate industry? Lars, the industry that you figured out a way without any sales or marketing or business building experience, you figured out a way to sell 44 homes in your first deal, to scale that business to thousands of families served. 2013, you launch Real Estate B School. You give everything you've got to help agents to do the same thing, to sell more homes in less time with less stress. Are you really going to sit on the sidelines while what's happening in every other industry in terms of cloud-based companies that come in and disrupt everything? You're going to sit this one out? Like, I remember having that debate with myself. I'm like, God, no, like I cannot do that. Right. So I want to engage in this thing and really understand it. And how can I have even more impact in an industry that I love to serve and I love to teach? So that was my entry point into really kind of clicking for me mentally. So get asked this a lot. How's it really different, right? Partnering with game changers on the eXp platform, you know, the opportunity to align our interests so we can work with you to grow your business without any cost to you, right? There's just no investment, right? You grow and we grow. When you sell more homes and grow your business, we all win in this model. And there's just never been an opportunity in our industry where we could collaborate at such a high level. I'm going to play a very short eXp Explain video because there are some of you that haven't actually seen all the bits and the features and benefits of eXp. So I'm going to play that here. And I want you to look for, you know, maybe something that you didn't know about eXp, or maybe you're in a position where you could take down notes, write down all the things, or mentally sort of earmark or stick a pin in all the things that are different about eXp that maybe you're not currently getting in your current brokerage, which is the platform you've committed to putting your business on. So this is 9.5 minutes, and think about what is different about eXp. That's my challenge for you.
Welcome to eXp Realty. This is an overview of one of the most innovative real estate brokerage models today. A global community designed, powered, and owned by our agents and partners, transforming the real estate experience. Our family of agents build their own businesses while having equity opportunities in eXp World Holdings. As technology has transformed entertainment, hospitality, transportation, and retail, it's now transforming the real estate industry. There's been little to no innovation with the old-fashioned real estate models. Franchise brokerages all start with the company at the top, which feeds down to regions, followed by offices or market centers, followed by a local manager or team leader. The focus was on the brokerage and their brand, not on the agent and their business. The evolution of real estate brokerages has always been driven by how agents get paid. This can be clearly seen with eXp's growth compared to old-fashioned models. At eXp Realty, we've eliminated old-fashioned bloat by removing franchises, territories, brick and mortar, and redundant layers of management. By doing this, we've created opportunity to give equity back to the agents and have made the agent the focal point of their business. We do this by having multiple income opportunities within our model and leveraging our fully immersive cloud office environment where agents enjoy 24/7 access to state-of-the-art collaborative tools, coaching, support, and socialization. eXp Realty continues to experience consistent record-breaking year-over-year growth. with a mission to reach 1 million agents globally. It all began in the United States and Canada, with eXp Realty perfecting the model over the first 10 years, laying the foundation for our global expansion. Our international footprint now expands over 6 of the 7 continents. Our core values define our culture and ensure decisions are always aligned. Like being agile allows us to make adjustments at any time for our agents and their clients. eXp is at the forefront of technology. Every agent gets their own lead generation CRM system called KV Core. For a non-eXp agent, it could cost over $5,000 a year. This industry-leading system provides you with a behavioral-driven, personalized IDX website, CRM, email, and text campaigns. You'll always be notified of your contact's behavior, helping you convert and close more transactions. SkySlope allows agents to manage their business totally paperless. This all-in-one transaction management system helps you effortlessly stay organized with your transactions. All of your important data is contained on one detailed checklist, so you have everything in one place. One of our top priorities is building our own technology. Our back-office business intelligence center gives agents both autonomy and great visibility into their business. Within your dashboard, you'll be able to monitor your performance metrics, commissions, revenue share, equity awards, transactions, and more. Whether you need a quick postcard or a full presentation, the eXp Marketing Center has it all. You can edit marketing collateral within minutes by choosing from over 5,000 marketing pieces. In fact, when a new listing is added to your MLS, you'll get an email with marketing items created automatically for your listing. Welcome to eXp World, our 3-dimensional virtual cloud-based office environment. Meet, learn, and collaborate with agents and staff from anywhere with an internet connection. Join a meeting or training within a community via your phone, tablet, or computer. In eXp World, agents get real-time live support from our over 1,000 full-time staff members. Access over 80 hours of live training weekly in eXp World. Our training focuses on industry best practices, how to grow profitable real estate business, professional development, and much more. These sessions are taught not only by our highly experienced training department professionals, but also by our top producing agents and teams from around the world. eXp Realty agents also have access to Workplace by Facebook, which is a dedicated and secure working space to connect, communicate, and collaborate with other agents and eXp staff. You'll be able to use familiar Facebook features like Newsfeed, groups, messages, and events to get things done quickly and efficiently. We understand that some agents enjoy the office setting from time to time, which is why every agent at eXp gets a global membership to Regus shared offices and their new brand spaces. Regus offers 3,000 office locations in over 900 cities in 120 countries. Every agent at eXp has the opportunity to become a shareholder in eXp World Holdings. Earn equity awards for closing your first transaction each year, capping each year, and every time an agent you attracted joins eXp and does their first transaction. Our agent equity program helps agents prepare for retirement. You can elect to take 5% of your gross commission per transaction and buy the company's stock at a 10% discount. Our ticker symbol is EXPI. Note that some stock awards are subject to vesting. eXp's Icon Agent program is unmatched within the industry. Our founder, Glenn Sanford, strongly believes that top-producing agents should be rewarded for their contribution. There are 2 ways to qualify for Icon status: $5,000 paid in post-cap transaction fees, or $500,000 annual GCI with a minimum of 10 closed transactions. When you achieve Icon status, you'll receive 100% of your cap that you paid to eXp back in the form of company stock, essentially putting you at a 100% commission split. One of the most exciting aspects of our compensation plan is our revenue sharing model, which allows you to build a monthly leveraged income by attracting productive agents to the company. Here's a breakdown of how the revenue sharing model works. Tier 1 contains the agents that you personally attracted to the brokerage. For each transaction on this tier, you'll get 3.5% of their total commission. This amount is taken out of eXp's 20%, not out of the agent's 80% commission. Once the agent has hit their annual cap, they start receiving 100% of their commissions. You therefore no longer receive income from their deals for the remainder of the year, which is why the max you can earn on this tier per agent is $2,800. You can earn on all 7 tiers, but it's contingent upon how many agents you've personally attracted to the brokerage and their level of production. For example, if you attract 5 producing agents, you earn exponential share in commissions on Tier 1 and Tier 2, which are agents that your Tier 1 agents attracted. If you attracted 10 producing agents, you earn exponential share in commissions on Tier 1, Tier 2, and also on Tier 3, which are agents that your Tier 2 agents attracted. On Tiers 4 through 7, you'll still receive a reduced share in commissions, which is called our expansion sharing. So let's go through a quick example of how you can create a monthly leveraged income through the revenue share program. Here's you. You personally attract 5 capping agents. Then, each of those 5 agents attract 5 capping agents of their own, giving you 5 agents of Tier 1 and 25 agents on Tier 2. For the 5 capping agents on Tier 1, you earn up to $2,800 each. And for the 25 capping agents on Tier 2, you earn up to $3,200 each, giving you an annual leveraged income of up to $94,000. But note that these figures are based on each one of these agents capping, which is approximately selling $2.7 million of real estate per year, with an average commission of 3%. You can speak to an eXp agent or staff member for further explanation. Express offers a revolutionary new home selling option for homeowners who want to skip the hassle and uncertainty of a traditional home sale. The platform connects sellers with institutional buyers who can pay cash and close quickly. Unlike other iBuyer platforms, Express Offers allows agents to receive real estate commissions. At eXp, you'll never pay a desk fee, royalty fee, or franchise fee. Every agent is treated equally and is on an 80-20 split, which caps each year at $16,000. You then receive 100% commission for the remainder of your year. Here's the amazing part. It's only $149 to join eXp, and that includes your first month's $85 brokerage fee. On each transaction, there's a $25 broker review fee and a $40 risk management fee. The risk management fee caps at $500 each year. We're also excited to announce that we've added a low-cost healthcare alternative. Our agents get a one-on-one virtual consultation to ensure they've selected the right plan. eXp Realty continues to set industry records, becoming the #1 independent brokerage in the U.S. for closed transactions. For more information, reach out to the agent who shared this video with you.
I love that. Once you have seen it, you can't unsee it. And that really was, when I look back on kind of dismissing it to a certain extent and finally taking the time to look at it. Most of all, I figured out that it fits square into what I believe and what I've stood for in my own real estate business growth journey, helping others through real estate B school since 2013. Pre-eXp, I've spoken on strategy sessions with probably over 1,000 top agents and team leaders, and it's always the same struggles, right? They don't have freedom in their business. They're not able to have impact in the areas of life that matter most to them. And they're focused on growing the business, and that's their sole obsession. They're just doing it the wrong way. So this allows you to plug into a world where we're just going to run to a different beat. We're going to help you still be super successful financially in your real estate business, but to do it with a little bit more elegance and ease. And we have an expression in this world that we want to do things that are ELF, easy, lucrative, and fun. And that's what eXp has become to many of us that can kind of just put our guard down and study this model with someone that they trust. When I look at that video, I see the healthcare, I see the financial, I should have asked that question, like, how do you feel scale of 1 to 10? 10, you feel really good about the money you give your brokerage and the value you get out. And 1, you feel like a head scratcher, right? That's another question you can ask yourself about your current platform that you're on. And then just all the training, all of the technology available, the 5 different ways to earn stock, the collaboration with our top agents, you know, and I'll get into game changers and what that looks like here as well. This is the reality, though. This is a guy, Mike Michalowicz, who wrote a book, Profit First, and Clockwork, and the Pumpkin Plan. Like, he's got like 5 or 6 really, really amazing books. This quote from Profit First, I think, says it all. Putting your nose to the grindstone is a really easy way to cover up an unhealthy business. We think that if we can just work harder, longer, better, if we just hold out, something good will happen one day, and very rarely does it happen. So the question is, do you have an exit strategy? Scale of 1 to 10, right? 1, you have no plan where you're building assets or wealth where you can have residual income to the tune of 20, 30,000 a month, or 10, like, yeah, you're crushing it, right? At this point, when I entered into eXp, I mean, I did really well financially. I just didn't have residual income. At this point, I'm averaging about $85,000, $86,000 of monthly residual income. So the question to ask yourself, do you have an exit strategy? Pick a number. I don't care what the number is. This is an exercise I went through with Tony Robbins in Fiji at Wealth Mastery in 2010, 11. And this is the game we're playing, right? We're sacrificing our time and putting effort into making money in our real estate business so that we can one day not have to do it. That's the reality, right? And if you tell yourself anything different, maybe you're in a good spot in your business, but it's not going to be that way forever. So pick a number. For me, it was actually my financial freedom number was 4.8. My total freedom number was 9.6. So those were the 2 numbers I had, $20,000 and $40,000 a month. Never thought, right, $85,000 a month was possible. But what's your number? Pick the monthly on the left, and then the cash saved at 5% on the right. That's your number. 4.8 million. Let's use that for the example. That's your I'm done number. How much do you have saved so far? If you were to liquidate everything but your house and your business, you couldn't liquidate it, and your furniture, right? Your liquid net worth, what is it today? Liquid net worth is pretty simple. It's whatever you can turn into cash in less than 3 to 5 days. Liquid net worth. So 4.8 million, let's say that's your I'm done number. Let's say you have 1.2 million saved. That's your liquid net worth. Every week I track my liquid net worth and my total net worth. So I actually know my number. Like, every week I track it. If you don't track it, that's one thing we'll teach you how to do when you get into our world. Let's say that's the number, 4.8, 1.2. The delta is 3.6. How much are you saving per year? Like, well, last year I saved, like, let's say 60 grand, 5K a month. Okay. So the delta is 3.6. You're saving 60,000 a year. Simple math, not compound interest. So it would be quicker than this, but simple math says that it would take you 6 years to save the difference. So if you're not understanding, or you've never contemplated these numbers, you've got to wrap your head around this game. And this is what we're going to directly come alongside you and help you with. And so the question is, based on where you are today, financially speaking, what's your residual income? What's your liquid net worth? What assets have you accumulated? Based on where you are today, how confident are you in terms of where you're going? 1 to 10. Like, you could be like rock solid financially and you're crushing your future financial plans, 10, or 1, you are screwed and you're just afraid to admit it, right? But I think that the quicker we can admit where we are, I think the better off we're going to be in the future. This is not something you want to bury your head in the sand about. So the question is, what could agent attraction mean for me? I am going to take time, because I think we have time here. I'm going to stop the screen share. I'm going to bring up a very simple model here that I think will really serve all of you, and just give you a very simple example of what agent attraction could look like for you. Now, obviously depends on the effort you're willing to put in, but there's a really simple example that I want to go through here with you guys. So give me a quick second to pull it up. It's just a simple calculator, and I just want to show you like 1 or 2 examples that I think will be really helpful. So let me reshare my screen. Normally I don't do this, but I just feel like I'm in the mood to do it, because I need more agents to understand that, inviting agents into your brokerage, it's not, you do worse you do scarier things in your real estate business, like, pretty much every day, right? And so we're not asking you to do anything crazy. And the person that invited you here will come alongside you and partner with you and kind of train you up on how to do all this. But once you understand the compensation package available to bring in, let's say an average agent sells 6 to 8 homes. The average price in the US is actually $450. Let's use $350. Let's say commissions are 2.5%. SRS buffer is just a conservative holdback. It's actually running a lot less than that now in 2019. So rev share would be sustainable indefinitely. So these are conservative numbers. Let's just do a 5x5. So let's say you're able to invite 5 agents that are part capping agents, and they invite 5 agents. The monthly residual income as a result of that would be $4,700 per month, which is the equivalent of a critical mass of investment capital, that cash savings of 1.1 million. Right. So just think about that. You inviting 5 agents into eXp with these numbers is the equivalent of saving $1.1 million. Crazy. If you can get to 5, you can get to 10. And let's keep that same 1-to-5 ratio. Those 10 on average bring 5 in. That's $9,300 per month, or the equivalent of saving $2.2 million of liquid net worth, right? Not easy to do. And let's say those 50 bring 1 in on average, because when you get to 10, you open up your third level. That's the equivalent of $14,300 per month, or the equivalent of saving $3.4 million and earning 5%, which earning 5% anymore is not even a thing. So this number would be a whole lot more at 2 or 3%, right? So 3.4 million, you over the next 2 or 3 years, just getting 10 agents to come join you in a movement. And at this point, it's not like eXp is not, it's already proven itself. So it's not like there's anything to do except, introduce them into our world, invite them to our production mastermind. I'll get into that here in a second. I think you have 2 choices at this point. Either you're a 10 out of 10, you're crushing your financial goals and your plans, and you're already bringing in a ton of residual income, right? Or, you can attract 10 to 15 agents in the next 2 to 3 years into eXp. Or like I said, save, cash, post-tax cash of 4.8 to $7.2 million. And that's going to take you many, many, many years, 20 plus years, right? It took me, I think my liquid net worth at about 20 years in was 2.4 million, so in essentially at 80,000 a month, that's the equivalent of, I can't even do the math, but times that by 20, I think it's like 18 million equivalent net worth. Right. So just wild what you can do in this model. And you don't have to figure out any of it. At this point, we get to come into a platform that's already proven itself. And we built out an agent attraction system. It's already built out, every tool, every system, all the training, the scripts, the trackers, launch materials to bring people in, all the slides you would need to do it. We even are helping people build out an agent attraction funnel done for you, which explains all the benefits of working with us. The thing I want to let you know is that it's one thing to know it's possible. So I need you to know that, but also at this point, it's predictable. Like, we can predictably help you grow and scale your real estate business and build out residual income. And just to know that you're not alone. And the whole point here is to go further, faster with our Game Changers community at eXp Realty. And if you're at the point where you're underpaid, overworked, overwhelmed, you're ready to scale your business, but you don't want to give up your personal life. You want to put the things that matter most in life first, create this future that you and your family deserve, or you're promised your family. You are willing to go against the grain and challenge the status quo, and you want to start building real wealth. I think we'd be a really good fit for each other. When you partner with us, you get access to 3 things essentially. You get to invite people into this Wednesday briefing where I'm just going to give a no-nonsense presentation of the platform. Massive leverage point to meet one of your business partners in this opportunity via this format. Every Tuesday, you can go to productionmastermind.com and join us on our next one. We put a month out in advance in terms of a schedule. It's bringing the best of the best to help you grow and scale your business. And then every Thursday, we teach you how to do agent attraction. I think that's a critical part of this opportunity. Not everyone, you're not required to do agent attraction. I think once you understand it and you understand that it's a whole lot more fun and more easy than real estate, you're going to want to do it. So we have a proven system to get to $15,000 monthly residual income if you just follow our system. And it's 3 to 5 hours a week. It's not a tremendous, it's not a heavy lift as far as time commitment goes. And so the whole focus is like, money is important. It matters. It, an abundance of money allows you to do some really cool things and bless people, but it's to get you to the point where you have more freedom so that you can have more impact. That is the focus here. That's the thing we're obsessed about, is to help you make more money so you can have more freedom and ultimately have more impact. So connect with the Game Changers Nation member that invited you here today. If I was that person, reach out to me. My cell phone 704-741-2416, or you can hit me up on Facebook Messenger. But for sure, reach out to the person that invited you here and ask them questions about the platform, and they'll dive deeper and just invite you into a due diligence process around this. So much love, much respect. We'll talk to y'all soon. Be good.